Bosnia and Herzegovina is a beautiful but often overlooked country located in the Balkans, which only sees a small fraction of the number of tourists that visit neighboring countries like Croatia and Montenegro. Even though other countries in the region might get more visitors, Bosnia and Herzegovina still has plenty to offer to travelers who want to avoid some of the other picturesque locations in the region, which have been plagued by over-tourism, in order to take in the beautiful mountain landscapes, turquoise rivers, breathtaking waterfalls, and historic Ottoman and Austro-Hungarian inspired architecture. As a result, Bosnia and Herzegovina is arguably one of the most underrated countries for tourism in all of Europe. In this video, we will look at some of the best places to visit when planning a trip to this small Balkan nation that 3.2 million people call home. No visit to Bosnia is complete without visiting the Bosnian capital, Sarajevo. Sarajevo is one of the most unique cities in Europe because it truly is where East meets West, having both strong Ottoman and Austro-Hungarian influences. In fact, many people often refer to Sarajevo as the Jerusalem of Europe due to the religious diversity of the city being home to large numbers of Muslims, Orthodox Christians, and Catholics. Even though the city has quite a somber history, having been the site of the longest military siege in modern history, which lasted for an astounding 1,425 days during the Balkan conflict of the 90s, today the city has been largely rebuilt and restored, although you will find reminders of the conflict scattered throughout the city, with memorials, grave sites, and bullet holes still being visible in some of the buildings throughout the city. Despite this dark history, you will find that Sarajevo and Bosnia and Herzegovina as a whole have some of the most friendly, easygoing people in all of Europe, which helps make foreign visitors feel welcome during their stay. When visiting Sarajevo, make sure to visit the famous Stari Grad, or Old Town, which dates back to the 15th century and has a very strong Ottoman look and feel. When you are there, make sure to partake in Bosnia's national pastime, which includes sipping coffee and enjoying traditional Bosnian desserts at one of the many cafes scattered around the Old Town. If you are looking for something more savory to eat, make sure to try Bosnia's national dish of cevapi, which are small patties of minced meat which are eaten with lots of onions and traditional Bosnian bread known as lepinja. If you want a more comprehensive overview of all of the best traditional Bosnian foods to try during your visit, make sure to check out our Top Bosnian Foods video, which I'll make sure to link in the description below. Arguably one of the most picturesque and beautiful places to visit in the entire country is the city of Mostar, which is located in the Herzegovina part of the country, which locals sometimes refer to as the California of Bosnia due to the warmer climate that this part of the country tends to have throughout the year. Mostar is located about a 2-hour drive from Sarajevo and the seaside town of neighboring Split, Croatia. Mostar is most famous for its famous bridge, the Stari Most, which arches over the Neretva River and can be seen from much of the old town center. Originally built in the 1500s, the original bridge was sadly destroyed during the war in 1993. But fortunately it was painstakingly rebuilt to its original glory in the early 2000s, with it ultimately being completed in 2004. Each summer, daredevils from around the world travel to Mostar to participate in Red Bull's Cliff Diving World Series, which sees divers making the 29-foot drop from the top of the bridge to the cold waters of the Neretva River below. When visiting Mostar, make sure to visit the many shops scattered throughout the old town, where you can pick up some traditional Bosnian handcrafts and artwork. For the best view of Mostar, make sure to take the time to climb to the top of the minaret of the Koshkin Mehmed Pasha Mosque for a breathtaking 360-degree view of the entire old town. Just a short 15-minute car ride from Mostar, you will find another one of Bosnia's most picturesque sites, which is the tiny village of Blagaj. Blagaj is a great place to visit for a short afternoon trip to admire the beautiful landscape, the iconic Blagaj house and monastery, which was built in 1776 and built right into the side of a mountain gorge. This is also a great place to grab a coffee or meal at one of the two picturesque restaurants situated right on the river. Do you believe in miracles? If so, then you'll fit right in with the thousands of Catholic pilgrims who travel to Medugorje each year. The importance of this holy site can be traced back to the 1980s, when 6 children playing in the nearby hills returned home to report that they'd seen the Virgin Mary and spoken with her. Although this claim was met with much skepticism at first, as more and more people continued coming forward with stories of their similar encounters, pilgrims began flocking to the site, with more than 15 million people having made the pilgrimage to Medugorje's Apparition Hill in hopes of experiencing their own visions, which makes this otherwise unassuming village one of the most popular places to visit in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Just 25 miles or 40 kilometers south of Mostar, you will find one of the most beautiful waterfalls in all of Bosnia and Herzegovina, called the Kravica Falls. Although many find the waterfalls to be at their most beautiful in the spring due to the lush green foliage that transforms the area into a beautiful lush landscape, during the summer months, from June through September, visitors can take in the beautiful scenery from up close, as the waterfall is open to swimmers wishing to cool off on a hot summer's day. These are just some of the main places to visit if you are planning an upcoming trip to Bosnia and Herzegovina. If you want to learn more about visiting this beautiful country, make sure to watch one of our dedicated travel videos on Bosnian cities like Sarajevo and Mostar by subscribing to this channel.